Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on general computing. So yeah, to get started here, let's just like things like hot corners and stuff. The top right, I always have is expose. Expose is really good to have a hot corner for, because when you grab something and you can just go like that, and the next window or whatever you want to put it to will flash. So that's really helpful. And I just did it there. I have a program called what's in the preferences? It's steer mouse, which I've mentioned before. But I have steer mouse set up to, when I click the middle button of the mighty mouse, goes to the exit. When I squeeze the two outside panels together, it shows whatever's up here, but right where the mouse is. And I use that when I'm using two screens, which I'm using now, so I'll use it if I'm on the other screen. The bottom right corner is the desktop. Again, having the desktop as a hot corner is really good. And the bottom left is spaces. So yeah. Other than that, I always have the pictures and movies alias on my desktop, because I always have pictures and movies saved to my desktop, so that I can just drag them in and go for all the folders and stuff. So yeah, that's one reason I use that. I also keep the two sound preference panes in my dock. And I can't remember how I did that. Let's try this. That's annoying. Maybe if I go to the Finder, displays. Yeah, so if you search the what's it called? Whatever preferences, if you search it, you can find it and drag it to your dock. So that's always cool. If you change your preferences a lot. I use the sound because I always plug in speakers and don't have speakers plugged in, and energy saver. Sometimes I want my Mac to sleep, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use Insomnia for that, but yeah. As for the dock, I keep my two browsers, recently or often used things. One of them's Dashboard. Some writing, word processing, chat, video stuff, random stuff, and stacks. Got an iMovie stack, Cam Twist stack, and games, and then downloads, which is pretty straightforward. A lot of people have these, so yeah, it's nothing that ridiculous. But and another thing with browsers, oh, that's perfect timing. Installing your updates, nice. Each browser has a different YouTube account and email, so that I don't have to log in and out. Yeah. And in Safari, which is my main one, I have all my favorite bookmarks, and instead of having a folder or whatever to go up in here, I kind of use this as a folder to store other stuff. So I mean, yeah, I like it that way. And instead of making tabs, the reason I don't use tabs is because I click this middle button on my mouse and the mouse moves, and that won't go to the tab, obviously. So I don't like using them. I just make new windows. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just what I do. Whoa. Now, if I were to use dock spaces, which I'm probably going to try to use, I would have one dock on space 1 with almost everything in it, except for my movie applications. because my movie applications are going to be in space 2, which I called editing. So there's some movie applications, then there's some picture applications, and then a couple stacks. So yeah, and I use Growl as well for like everything. See up here, this is Growl. It's good for messaging, I find, when I'm doing MSN or whatever. It works good. So yeah.
iSight, Final Cut Pro, iMovie HD, Motion, the Flip Nano HD, and of course, the MacBook. But I also run Leopard.